All right. So can I have you state your full name, please?
My name is Dana Bell.
Dana Bell. And do I have permission to record and reproduce this
Yes.
recording? Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time. So this is part of a oral history project that I'm conducting for Arizona State University, and I really do appreciate your time. One of the big things I wanted to ask you about is your Meniere's disease to start with, because I know, for instance, that was one of the first things you brought up whenever we had discussed topics. How does this affect your daily life, and what exactly is it?
So I think one of the reasons why it's one of the first things I mentioned to people lately is just because it has caused so much trouble in my life recently. And so for that reason, it's sort of like my personal disclaimer at this point.
Okay.
So Meniere's disease is it's a vestibular disorder, which is your inner ear, like your deep inner ear. And basically, for some reason, they don't know why, people with Meniere's disease, their cochlea, which is this tiny little snail shape on the inside of the ear, it swells up and explodes.
Oh no.
And and so when that happens, like, I can't walk or I get super, super sick. And one of the long-term effects of Meniere's disease has been that my hearing is declining.
Of course.
And I found out after I was diagnosed, after 3 years of these very strange symptoms, I found out from my great aunt that my great aunt has it.
Oh no.
Her mom had it, and my great grandmother had it.
Wow.
And possibly my grandfather had it. So my aunt is the only relative that I can really. So my grandpa's completely deaf and very isolated from the family, to the point where, like, at barbecues and things, my grandpa usually will sit by himself and just be alone. And his deafness never bothered me before. And then the only person that I know that I can talk to about it is my aunt. And at this point in her late 40s, she only has 40% hearing, one ear left.
Oh my.
And so she's really the only person I have to kind of see what's going to happen to me.
Of course.
And, you know, in a way, I feel lucky, because not everybody gets a 6-year or 7-year head start on a disability.
Of course.
And then, you know, the deaf community doesn't really view it as a disability, but having been hearing my whole life, it's definitely and it's something I'm not looking forward to, really.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's pretty terrifying. I mean, for, you know, going from being, you know, you have sight, sound, vision, right? I mean, that's pretty, you know, spooky for I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me backtrack pretty hard, actually. Let me ask you can I ask more about where you came from?
Yeah, I'm from California.
Okay.
Born and raised. So I'm in the Bay Area. I'm right between Sacramento and San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And so I grew up sort of having more of a suburban life, but being able to go and visit the big city whenever.
Of course. Okay, and what was it? So are we talking? How close were you to the city? Were you actually living in the city, or kind of like you said suburbs?
Yeah, so we're about 45 minutes away from San Francisco, and
Okay.
45 minutes away from Sacramento.
Oh, okay, so like kind of in between.
So, like smack dab in the middle.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, my wife is from the Inland Empire, so I kind of been trying to develop an understanding of California. It's a very, very large state. I'm quite shocked. So let me. So what was it like growing up in California?
Um, Great. Honestly, I'm an 80s kid,
Okay.
so gosh, growing up here in the 80s and 90s was like awesome.
Would you like to elaborate
You
on
know?
that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty typical, but I grew up, being able to play in the streets until the sun went down, and, we ran the neighborhood, all us gang of kids, and, the school system, I think, back then was struggling, but we didn't know it as kids.
Of course.
And, I remember no TV, and we just ran and played and did our thing every day.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
what was your early education experience like? So like secondary education, high school.
So, secondary education, I did okay. The school was good, and it was actually condemned, and they had a bunch of like modular homes or like modulars around the condemned site.
Oh
And
my.
then, we us kids weren't allowed to go in there.
Of course.
At all.
Oh
And
wow.
then, in high school, things were a little bit. Sorry, my child is
You're fine.
In high school, things were a little bit different. I guess that's when my legs started to kind of get a little rocky, just because there was a lot of drugs in high school, and
Yeah.
I kind of hung out with the kids that were really into it, and mostly because those were the kids that accepted me because
course.
we were very poor, and they were the kids where they were also really poor, so we just kind of got each other. And then, so my uncle died during the AIDS crisis in San Francisco, and while he was dying, we spent a lot of time in San Francisco because hospice couldn't stay all day.
Yeah.
And so from 13, 14, 15, my parents would take us kids with them, and we'd be kind of submerged in the gay community, which was great as a kid. I don't remember feeling like that was weird when I was a kid.
Of course.
And then as my uncle got sicker, my parents would put me on independent study so I could take care of them.
Yeah.
Because they had to work and keep a roof over our head, and so they would put me on independent study, and then I would stay with my uncle while he was, we would just hang out, and when he was awake, we would talk, and then he would sleep a lot. I actually started smoking when I started smoking at that time. He would fall asleep for long periods of time, and he was a smoker, so.
Yeah.
I actually started smoking cigarettes, and in San Francisco, a lot of the apartments it's like 4 apartment buildings, and then there's a hole in the center, and all of the staircases lead to this common patio in the backyard. And so I would go back there and just kind of, smoke a cigarette and hang out in the dark.
That's her. It's super interesting. I mean, it's kind of. I'm sorry to, hear that, but I mean, like, wow, you're giving me some really amazing information. So what shifted you towards education and more particularly again history?
It's the stupidest story.
No.
So, I was a phlebotomist. I had a whole other career. I was a phlebotomist for about 15 years. I worked in a hospital, a trauma hospital. So we would get everything. And I was one of the first people in the room to draw people's blood when they came in. And it was actually a really good job. And I was paid enough to provide for my family just fine. And I had bronchitis once, and I was in bed for like 2 weeks, and I was on my computer, and I was bored, and I took one of those stupid tests that said, what should you be? What's your dream job?
Oh, nice.
And it said you should be a history teacher or an art teacher. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I bet I would be a great history teacher. I bet I would. And then that became like my everything after that. And it's funny because every day I go to work and every day I say to myself, this is my dream job. This is my dream job. And the kids, when they talk to me, when I counsel them during class, I've had kids come up to me and say, you know, Mrs. Bell, I've never had a teacher teach like you. I love history now. And I just think, like, this is it. And I should always been here, you know?
Yeah, that's how you know you're killing it, is when they're coming up and saying, hey, you've changed my outlook on this whole thing. That's impressive. I mean, I have to personally thank you for that. I mean, thank you. No, that's so your actual you said your degree is in what exactly?
Could you repeat that question?
I'm sorry. What is your degree?
Okay, so I have my bachelor's. I have a BS in secondary education with an emphasis on social studies.
Okay.
And then I have my master's.
Oh, wow.
In education with an emphasis on social studies. But also one of the main focuses at USC is to work with students from low socioeconomic backgrounds. And so I actually do work in a Title I credit recovery school. And so, like, I'm putting my degree to good use now.
Yes. No, wow, that's very impressive. I didn't recognize you had your master's as well. That's very impressive. Congratulations. So I wanted to ask you a little bit more on. You said you work with a credit recovery school, correct?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, the credit recovery in California is actually, like, quite common. Our school system is incredibly flawed, and
I agree.
we get a lot of kids who reach a point where they have no chance of graduating. And for whatever reason, and so when I first started working at this school, I'd get a lot of teachers who are like, oh, you work at that school? You work at Yetto? Oh my gosh. You know, good luck with those kids. And so as I started to work with these kids and get to know them, I learned that every one of my kids has a story. Some of them, their parents are dead. Some of them are in foster care. Some of them have a terrible illness that, you know, left them bedridden. Or some of them have just, they all have a reason to be there, and 9 times out of 10, it's a good reason.
Yes.
Like a really good reason to be credit deficient.
Wow. No, I see, like, I think people who are able to understand that, people like you are able to see through that bias. I actually work at a school where I've had some issues with people saying, "Oh, it's those students," you know, and it's like, yeah, it's those students. It's like, yeah, they are. It is those students. What about them, you know? It's
yeah, I just shut it down fast.
Yeah.
They come over at my school. I wouldn't survive a day in the comprehensive schools.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the kids without identified behaviors. Those are the kids who haven't fallen through the cracks yet.
Exactly.
Once they get to me, we have identified, you know, oftentimes what their needs are, and then everybody can work to support the kid and love them as much as possible to get them, you know, back on track.
Yes. That's so amazing. I love that. So and how long have you been working with the credit recovery particularly?
So I've only been at the credit recovery school. I'm new, just like you. I've
Okay.
been at the credit recovery school for a year and a half. And then before that, I did my student teaching at a comprehensive site.
Okay.
And then when I worked on my master's, I had to do kind of the same I've had control of my own classroom for a year and a half.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations on that as well. And like you said, you said you're living your dream, right?
Absolutely, every day.
That's so amazing. And I'll tell you, working at a trauma hospital for 15 years and then going into teaching, that's quite a shift. Now, would you like to elaborate on your own struggles with high school and just finishing off how things went, or I know you said that you had some not issues, but you did run into some problems at 17.
Yeah, well, that was so right after my uncle died. I kind of just fell off of everything.
Of course.
And I grew up in this world where you don't see a therapist. That's not what you do. You suck it up, buttercup, and everything's gonna get better. My mom was really big on tough love, and I love her because now that I'm her age,
yeah.
When she was going through that, like losing her brother and having a rebellious teenage daughter, could not have been easy. And I call my mom all the time, and I'm like, I'm sorry because that's you, but it got so bad that I ended up getting on probation.
Oh wow!
And then I actually had a cop, Officer Gomez, who I adore. So she was my nightmare. She would steal my cigarettes or confiscate. I walked in my house once and she was in my living room.
Oh my.
So her job was to go and pick up truants, and her job was to, counsel us. And Officer Gomez actually turned out to be like one of the biggest influences of my life. We're still friends today.
Wow.
And we keep in touch. She did the same thing for my husband. My husband, struggled really bad at the same time. And she would catch us kids cutting, and she would make us go to the police station with her and help her file her paperwork and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, but she turned out to, I told her all the time, like, the reason why I am such a good teacher is because of you. Like, I don't think that I would know that kind of relationship between, a perceived authority figure like a teacher or a cop, between a struggling kid.
Of course.
Those relationships save lives. And, at the end of the day, I think I would have always been okay, but it was her support, and then eventually I did figure it out.
Of course.
So I got pregnant my senior year, and I ended up, I was credit deficient, and I ended up having to go to the community college, and then I did eventually get my high school diploma.
Okay. Wow. Well, congratulations. We've walked very similar paths. It's very interesting to hear your story. So let me ask you, as far as like mentoring students and stuff, like I know for instance, like there are some seriously strict rules out there against mentoring and being able to actually create any real sort of influence because of that. What do you have any opinion on that, or do you have any take on that?
Oh, I have so many opinions on that. So there are ways that relationships are encouraged. My capstone project for my master's in education is actually on student-teacher relationships.
Okay.
So student-teacher relationships, it can be a huge predictor in a student's success, in whether or not they drop out, in whether their attendance improves. So teachers, even if a teacher is very formal, can still have a pretty good impact on a child's attendance by just being a consistent adult in their life.
Yes.
So I'm a part of a program at my school called Check and Connect. We're one of the first, so me and my partner are the first in our district to be implementing this, and it's data driven. So basically, we identify the most struggling kids, the kids who have the least attendance, who earn the least credits. These are the kids who, red flag, these kids are in danger. They need help. And so my job as a Check and Connect teacher is to make connections with these students, check in with them at least once a week. Just be an ear for them, give them the tools that they need to understand where they are in school. So one of the things is, does the student themselves understand what their attendance looks like? And does the student know what their grades are in the class? Do they even know how to advocate for themselves? Do they know how to ask a teacher? How do we build these skills? And over time, this program has shown to increase student graduation rate and attendance. And so it's really exciting to be a part of something that is sort of like a pilot right now for at least our district.
Yeah.
So I'm not really strict when it comes to limiting my relationship with students. I won't tell them my personal opinion about politics or religion, things like that.
Yes.
Never. But if a student looks stressed, just making eye contact with them and saying, you know what? I noticed that you seem really down today. Are you okay? Or if you need to talk, come in at lunch. Or, are you really, do you think you need to go outside and get a breath of fresh air?
Yes.
Just like basic caring things go a long way with students.
Significant. I agree. I think you're hitting the nail on the head, and I think what you guys are doing, that may need to be a national rollout. I mean, like these kids need that type of mentorship and that connection to really understand what I've had students come to me often, and they say, what, people don't care about me. I don't, and they believe it. And to think that these kids at 13, 14 years old think that nobody cares for them is a deficit for all of us.
Yeah.
So
if you think about it, these kids come to school sometimes because they need that love.
Yes.
Sometimes that's the only reason they're coming to school. Is because they're getting something fulfilled. And honestly, let's say, you know the naysayers, teachers who are naysayers. Well, that student is like this, and that student is like that.
Yeah.
But that student, they don't even come here and do anything. But if you think about it, the student gets up every morning, and they get dressed, and they go to school.
Yeah.
And that says everything. That says that student hasn't given up yet. So even if that student just comes to class and wants to sit there and not do anything, they came to school that day. And that means we haven't lost our chance yet, right?
Yes.
So the opportunity is still there to change their life.
Wow, that is beautiful. So I want to shift to one last topic now, and that's because I wanted to give you some time to speak about something that you are passionate about, and I wanted you to kind of open up about maybe Kawasaki disease and the importance that you believe in donating blood.
Yeah. So when my son Levi was 2, he actually had just turned 3. It was like right after his birthday. He got really sick, and nobody could figure out what it was. We went to a doctor. I was dismissed. Went to another doctor. I was dismissed. And then Levi's dad said to me, okay, the doctor said, just wait for the antibiotics to kick in. And I remember holding him in my arm, and I remember thinking, I think he's dying. I feel like he's dying. And so his dad said, I don't want to listen to that doctor. We need to go to another doctor. And I was like, no, let's just listen to the doctor. I'm sure the antibiotics are going to kick in. And he was like, something in my gut is telling me not to listen to that doctor. So we went to one more doctor, and this is probably the last doctor we would have tried to go to. And that doctor ordered blood tests, and then next thing you know, the doctor comes in and he goes, "You don't go home to pack. We don't want you to go anywhere else. You're going to drive straight to UC Davis, and they'll be waiting for you." And because they thought that a car would be faster than an ambulance. And so we ended up going there to the hospital, and they were waiting for us. And the triage nurse said, "We were getting ready to call CPS on you." It was that serious to where they were already planning on finding my son and retrieving him. So we get into the hospital, and at first they had him in like the normal pediatric unit.
Yeah.
And within a few hours, we were in the ICU, the PICU.
Right.
And the doctor comes in, and the nurses are running around, and they bring in a crash cart, and they're putting all these things on him. And the doctor comes up and she says, "I need you to call your family. We're not sure if it's going to make it through the night. So, it's going to get rough, and we're going to do the best that we can." And I went out in the hall, and I called my mom, and I was like, "Mom, you need to come." And she's like, "Me and your dad, we're going to head over in the morning." And I remember falling on the ground, and I remember saying, "Mom, she's dying. You need to get here." And then it was just like the roughest night ever. The nurses were there, and they never left our side. And so the treatment for Kawasaki disease is called IVIG. It's immunoglobulin.
Okay. Can you say it one more time so that way, like, real loud?
It's IVIG.
IVIG. Okay.
Immunoglobulin.
Okay.
And so that's a blood product. Everybody has IVIG floating around in their blood.
Okay.
And in order to make one dose of IVIG, it takes 1,000 blood donors.
Wow.
So they separate the red blood cells, they separate the white blood cells, they separate the platelets, and then they take out the immunoglobulin. It takes 1,000 blood donors to make one dose. My son needed 2 doses.
Wow.
He was in the hospital for 17 days, and when we got out, because he had something called Kawasaki shock syndrome, which it's Kawasaki disease, but it's like Kawasaki disease turned deadly.
Yeah.
And so we had to re-potty train him. He forgot how to walk. He was nonverbal until he was about 5. And then, so I felt really, really helpless. And I started to write letters to hospitals and newspapers, and eventually people started calling back and interviewing, and we were in magazines. He's on the side of a bus now.
Wow.
I actually got to go to India last year to give a speech to hundreds of doctors around the world.
Oh, wow.
About the parents' perspective of Kawasaki disease and the importance of correct diagnosis. And, a lot of times doctors will listen to me because I'm not blaming them. It's not their fault that they didn't know about the disease.
Of course.
But I am saying, we need to educate our new doctors so that misdiagnosis doesn't occur as frequently.
Yes.
Because right now the average number of doctor visits before a child is seen is 3 doctor's visits before they're diagnosed with Kawasaki disease.
Oh, my.
So, and you're talking about something that doctors need to treat within 10 days.
Oh,
and if
my.
they don't treat it within 10 days, then a child can get aneurysms around their heart.
Oh, wow. So Kawasaki disease is something that needs to be known about by more physicians broadly, and then also there needs to be an increase in blood donations as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's like two parts to kind of my mission.
Yeah.
So people who donate blood, I don't think they realize how many lives they're saving. So you can save many, many lives with just your one donation. You know, you've got, because they separate it into different things that they may need for different patients.
Okay.
So one blood donation, you could save 4 people. Just like that.
Wow.
You could save 4 people's
4
lives.
people. One donation,
Yeah.
4 people.
Yeah. And so I usually, blood source is the California, we have something called blood source here. And so when they've asked me to speak, you know, at their symposiums and stuff, I'll speak for them. And, you know, my son was in their magazine, and I've done interviews for them. And I think we were in a commercial. And so.
Wow. So I think I want to end on that. I think I want to end on the fact that more broadly, I think education needs to be expanded, and if I can help at all, I'd love to be a part of your mission, and any kind of thing I can do to increase the donations of blood, and of course spread the awareness of Kawasaki disease as well. Those are pretty important things generally. I would say. And then more broadly, I wanted to thank you for your time and your patience and your openness as well, because you've been one of the most pleasant interviews I've had. So thank you so much.